Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Welcome, everyone. It's a beautiful day right here in the capital of Osun State, Osogbo. It's a beautiful city, I should tell you, and we are grateful indeed to God for life. It is the last day in the month of October 2024, October 31. It was just like yesterday when we welcomed in the month of October. We said a happy new month, happy Independence Day, and right here it is the last day of the month. I trust it has been a wonderful month for you, productive. Hope you were able to achieve some of your dreams or all, whatever the occasion, situation is. Welcome to Morning Spring right here on Western Spring Television. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, and what we'll do on Morning Spring is we'll speak to critical issues affecting us as a country, speaking to stakeholders, politicians, policymakers, social advocates to help us make sense of the situation, help us have deep understanding, broader perspective, so that you, our esteemed viewers, can be better informed. Femi Ojo is not here. He is on to some other duties, but definitely we'll be back tomorrow on the show. All right, before we go for this briefer, let me just inform you of the situations that happened, in the last 24 hours that has made it to the public space, and it is generating controversy in different quarters. The Senate has confirmed the 7 ministerial nominees of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Remember that in a cabinet shakeup, the president discharged 5 of his ministers, 6 plus the suspended Betta Edu, and appointed 7 ministers to help him in his renewed hope agenda. The Senate has been able to, confirm this 7 ministerial nominees. And apart from that, away from that, the president has appointed Major General Olufemi Oluyede as the acting Chief of Army Staff, pending the return of Major General Tarid Lagbaja, who is away abroad on trying to, he's indisposed at the moment, so he's getting medical attention abroad, and we wish him full recovery. And to General Olufemi Oluyede, we hope he is able to do the work, fit in the shoe well, pending the return of Lagbaja. And in a very, very controversial judgment that has got people talking, Justice Joyce Abdul Malik of the Federal High Court in Abuja delivered a ruling yesterday, Wednesday, halting the CBN from releasing money to the Rivers State government. A lot of people are saying this ruling is a contradiction to the 2004 Supreme Court ruling that actually barred the federal government from withholding allocation meant for state. Remember that 2004 judgment between the Attorney General of Lagos State and the Attorney General of the Federation. That was under the administration of President Olusegun Obasanjo. And in Lagos State at the time, it was a governor, who is now president, former governor Tinubu, that was in the saddle of affairs right there. And the Attorney General of Lagos State, Professor Yemi Osibajo, who went on to become the vice president of the country. So it has got a lot of people talking, but definitely we will interrogate this conversation. We would have people speak to this issue so that you, our esteemed viewers, can be better informed. Let's go for this breather. When we come back, the papers are in. Let's see what the papers are saying today. The newspaper review segment. Let's begin with the Punch newspaper this Thursday morning. On the Punch newspaper, it's focusing, the big bold headline there is focusing on the petrol rise in cost. Marketers write Dangote over bulk purchase deal. With rider Ipman, Petron, our refineries 500 million PMS reserves queues in Abuja after NNPCL price hike. Of course, there was another price hike that has also got people talking. How much more can Nigerians actually withstand? That's the question on the lips of people out there, because people thought this is the stretch or the limit we can go, but it seems the government usually finds a new limit for Nigerians, and when they stretch more and Nigerians see, oh, we can adapt to this, let's just manage it pending the time, and they feel, oh, this is the much we can take, this is the stretch we can go, how far we can go, and the government stretches further, and okay, we think we still have more elasticity within us. Away from all of that, let's go on to some other stories on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Police arrest 1,246 arms dealers. Kidnappers recover 3,172 ammunition in October. That's a monthly report from the police. About 1,246 arms dealers, kidnappers arrested, and 3,172 ammunition was recovered in this month of October 2024. Bianca Ojukwu, other ministers set for swearing in after Senate confirmation. Bianca Ojukwu, other ministers set for swearing in after Senate confirmation. And, it was a really sight to behold as these ministers came up to talk about the ministries they will be heading and what they are bringing to the fore. Remember that most of the time when the president sends in ministers for confirmation, especially when he resumes office, most of those ministers are without portfolios, so they really cannot speak to the roles they will be taking up. But it's good that these ones know the roles they are going to be taking up, and they already know what is expected of them, and they were able to present their ideas to the fore and also defend their resume. And just for the fun, remember the Senate president yesterday telling the senators not to focus on Bianca's beauty, but on her resume. Very funny indeed. But of course, Bianca Ojukwu is a beauty queen, and she has sustained that beauty over the years. But aside from the beauty, aside from the fine face, of course, she's got brains too, and she's done so much for herself professionally, and she has also served our country in different capacities. So the Senate President Godswill Akpabio was telling the lawmakers, see, yes, please don't focus on this beauty. Do not be swayed by this beauty. Just focus on her resume. But it's good that it is beauty plus brain. So the Senate has confirmed the 7 ministerial nominees. Away from that, commuters demand quick repair of damaged road, Lagos Bridge. I'll take that again. Commuters demand quick repair of damaged Lagos Bridge. Food inflation. 7 imported wheat vessels arrive Nigeria. 7 imported wheat vessels arrive Nigeria. Top strip, the Punch newspaper this morning. Fubara appeals as court stops rivers allocations. And, the governor has said that is unperturbed, is not disturbed. Nothing has changed. Government goes on as usual. He will not allow them that rather to deter him, and also spoke to the people of Rivers State not to allow that particular ruling be a source of discouragement to them. And according to the Punch newspaper, he will be appealing that court judgment of the Federal High Court delivered by Justice Joyce Abdul Malik. And away from that, striking varsity workers vow showdown as FG rebuffs talks. Striking varsity workers vow showdown. That showdown is sounding like it's about to go down. You know, when you're watching the WWE and probably with between two big wrestling giants, it's about to go down. But they say that where two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffer. The grass in this case, is the students that will have their education, academics halted because of this industrial action. And we just hope that the federal government can actually assuage to the demands of these varsity workers so that our students will not be affected negatively. Tinubu appoints Oluyede, acting COAS, as Lagbaja undergoes treatment. I spoke about that at the beginning of the show. And the Ondo corner, Ondo governorship poll, PDP APC trade blame over campaign violence. And SDP upbeat as deputy governor candidate defects to APC. And is there a day that we won't hear about campaign violence in this country? It seems like violence during election has been taken to be part of the democratic process. I mean, in quotation marks now, of Nigeria. We can hardly find any election, whether it is the national elections or state elections, where it will be devoid of violence. And I hope that people can be better informed so that they know that violence does not pay anybody. All we have to do is bring your ideas to the people, sell your ideas to the people like a marketer. If they buy your idea, when they go to the polls, they will definitely vote for you. And that will be all from the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's get on to another newspaper. Let's try Daily Trust. Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Dangote marketers in fresh row over sale of petrol. Double riders here. We are ready to buy from private refinery, but what? Get onto the Daily Trust newspaper this morning and read this story for yourself, and the reason why the marketers are saying seems like they are not buying from private refinery. Nigerians demand fuel price reduction, availability, of course. That is what Nigerians want at this time: availability, accessibility, and affordability. This is just, I don't think Nigerians are asking for too much. I don't think they are asking for too much. Just ensure that fuel is not only available, it is affordable, and it is accessible to the people. Tinubu appoints Oluyede, acting chief of army staff. Senate confirms Dingyadi, Suweiba, Malha, 4 others as ministers. Do not take everything IMF, World Bank tells you, Jega tells federal government. Some people believe that the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund are the weapons fashioned against Nigerians because they believe the federal government and those other arm of affairs really dance to the tune played by the World Bank and the IMF. And remember that some days ago, the World Bank said that it wasn't they were not the one that actually asked the federal government to remove subsidies. And people are like, excuse you, you were not the one. Of course, you gave the counsel and the federal government followed suit. So why would you want to detach yourself from this at this time now? I mean, but then fingers are crossed as to what will happen after now. Abducted female doctor, nephew regained freedom after 10 months. A good one there. And congratulations to them. At least they were rescued alive. Atiku cautions as court stops monthly releases to Rivers. That's the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar speaking there. Atiku cautions as court stops monthly releases to Rivers. Power restored in Kano, Plateau, Bauchi, Gombe, Benue, Kaduna, Nasarawa. And this is the point we say, hey, finally, after, close to 2 weeks of blackout in the north, we are hearing that power has been restored to, some of these areas. Kano, Plateau, Bauchi, Gombe, Benue, Kaduna, Nasarawa. A good one there. I'm threatened with Atta as minister, Senator Hanga says, with the rider APC set to reclaim Kano in 2027. Senator Barrow speaking there. And that will be all from Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And from Daily Trust newspaper, we head on to The Guardian newspaper at this time. And The Guardian newspaper, big bold headline is focusing on the crisis in Rivers State. And states Fubara Wike face-off. New twist as Rivers stakeholders fault allocation suspension order. And you can see the two giants there, Fubara and his predecessor, Minister Wike. And thank God for the CJN in the middle. Only God knows what those two giants will be doing with themselves on the front page of The Guardian this morning. But the CJN Kekere is right in their middle to, provide probably some balance to some issues. And also, I think why the CJN is in that picture is because of the recent judgments given by the Federal High Court yesterday, asking the CBN to withhold the allocation meant for Rivers State government. We'll see how this pans out. By the way, the CGN has asked for a probe into that matter, and we await what the result would be. Energy costs, jackpot syndrome will threaten survival of varsity system. Tax reform bills and Dume, Ariwa group lock-ons as NGF traditional rulers meet. Tax reform bills and Dume, Ariwa group lock-ons as NGF traditional rulers meet. Tinubu appoints Oluyede as acting army chief. TCN restores power to North as IHRC says 1.5 trillion naira lost to blackouts. That's a whole lot of money. 1.5 trillion naira lost to blackout. Of course, this non-availability of electricity supply in the north for this period of time definitely would affect the economy of the north. And we know that there are industries, especially in Kano State, a whole lot would have been lost there. And we hope that they can recover all that have been lost as the power has been restored back to that part of the country. Not may join NASU, SANU strike over salary arrears, issues ultimatum. Elected officials selfish, undermining citizens' welfare, Jega laments. Governance, Mo Ibrahim reports scores Nigeria low. Governance, Mo Ibrahim reports scores Nigeria low. INEC blames non-trial of offenders on outdated laws. Others. Is INEC saying that we should rejig our constitution? I mean, that's what it is saying here. INEC blames non-trial of offenders on outdated laws. Others. Senate confirms Tinubu's 7 ministerial nominees. Sexual harassment, reps propose 14 years jail term for offenders. And yeah, someone might ask, what about people that raise false alarm of sexual harassment? When will they be captured in our laws? If you're proposing 14 years of jail term to sexual offenders, what about people that actually lie against some other people or try to rope them into some form of crime, saying they were sexually assaulted by this person? Meanwhile, it is not the case. I think we should also provide some sort of punitive measures to cater for people like that. Obaseki and for a governor, others advocate sustainability. of projects. And these are headlines making the rounds on the Guardian newspaper this morning. Let's try out Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune this morning, we're just going to take a couple of headlines here on Nigerian Tribune. Fubara talk staff. Article 1 says court stops CBN from releasing allocation to Rivers. Rider here says defection. Court strikes out pro-Wike lawmaker suit against INEC, PDP. Others. Reps move to revoke Bishop Oyedepo's church airstrip license. A court grants Abia lawmaker 500,000 naira bail over assault on Bolt driver. I got on social media yesterday and I saw people, reacting like it's off the hook. Yes, it may seem so, but it's not off. It's not off the hook. Rather, it was just granted bail. So definitely the case is still on, but he has been granted bail. So Nigerians should get educated on that. He's not yet off the hook. He has not been discharged and acquitted by the court. He was just granted bail. EFCC arrests 55 Yahoo boys in Offa. EFCC arrests 55 Yahoo boys in Offa. That's a good one, but people ask the question, when will the Yahoo politicians be, arrested? When will the Yahoo politicians and Yahoo big boys, be arrested? Those that have been indicted, when will we actually hear the end of their case? Adeleke denies receiving 8 billion naira Lautech refund. Adeleke denies receiving 8 billion naira Lautech refund. Fresh controversies over Northern governor's opposition to tax reform bills. Riders here says PANDEF, MBF, XYCE chief back land reforms amendment. VAT amendment on the basis of derivation necessary. This is coming from the Middle Belt Forum, NBF. Ariwa Group counters Northern governors. Governors should think out of the box, finance experts saying. Ndume backs Northern leaders. VAT sharing proposal will create a fair system for all, says Oyedele. And this riders under the headline, fresh controversies over Northern governors' opposition to tax reform bills. And of course, the newly appointed acting COAS, as his picture is right there on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, with the headline, Tinubu approves appointment of Major General Oluyede as acting COAS. And this was captured by all the newspapers that I have under review this morning. Top strip, Nigerian Tribune this morning, Bianca Ojukwu, 6 others get Senate's confirmation as ministers. And Ipman replies, Dangote, marketers spent days at your refinery unable to load petrol. I'll take that again. Ipman replies, Dangote, marketers spent days at your refinery unable to load petrol. So who is lying? Who is being truthful here? Dangote says marketers are not buying from him. He has a full tank load of PMS that is ready to be, offloaded and distributed to the public space. But the marketers are saying, hold up, we come to your refinery, we do not get fuel. We spend days at your refinery unable to load petrol. What might be the issue? Why is there no handshake yet between the Dangote refinery and private marketers? People are actually interrogating this conversation, asking relevant questions, because Nigerians really have had it up to here, and Nigerians just want to breathe. The effect of this price hike, the effect of the non-availability of fuel actually causes more economic damage than we can imagine. And I hope that the federal government has seen it in this light, that the non-availability, non-affordability, and inaccessibility of fuel to Nigerians causes more economic damage. We'll take this pause here on the newspaper review segment. When we return, we'll speak to critical issues national issues, I should say, critical national issues affecting us, as people, as a country, taking it from the federal down to the state. We'll be speaking to an interesting person right here in the studios. Do not go anywhere. Morning Spring, we'll be right back.